age of 21 and 25, it is now your responsibility to deal with it. Okay, and then we're gonna go over to the next thing. You get 4 pages of sketch, draw, and all have fun. Why? Because the closer, like the situation I had a few minutes ago, the closer you get the guide, you're gonna have Stranger Things moments or X-File moments where things are just gonna move in the house. You're gonna ask God a question, and you're gonna get an email, and the subject gonna have your answer, or you're gonna read a message that someone sent, and you're gonna open up some on the internet, and it's gonna have, and you're gonna read a paragraph, and it's gonna have the answer you need right in there. That's why I said this, and you get to write it down in your journal what happened, because you just like, what? There are no mistakes in this universe. Nothing just happened. Okay, and don't forget about my other 2 books that are on the New York Times bestseller list: Influence and Impact with Chris Voss, and Mindset Matters with Jack Canfield. Get your copies. They are on Amazon. No matter what your background, because God don't care about your background. Why? God already know the hairs on your head. Okay, if you shaved your head, God know all your peach fuzz. Okay, notebooks and journals for all, coloring books that help in meditating and recalibrating the mind. I'm excited about this venture. Why? Because I'm in charge of my own intellectual property, even though I got a lot of stuff on Amazon. But let's break it down. My special journals are only on my store. Don't forget about the 105 spiritual laws that govern the earth. However, we are no longer underneath the Mosaic law. We're under love and grace. Okay. hmm Allow you to put up that boundary and love the unlovable and keep it moving. Don't forget to sign up for the newsletter for the juicy updates, the upcoming events, your adjective, and your 400 values PDF. Put them together, your science project, and then change your whole character for this janky promoter game. Don't forget to look at the link for the school app. I just got started getting things together. I was inducted into the new class of Who's Who of 2025, Influential Women of 2025, and Women's Worldwide. Okay, God is on the move. All right. And look what I received in 2017. I had completely forgotten about it. So I was cleaning up in the here and started opening up boxes. That one box I didn't open. So let's talk about it. I was helping women and teenage girls with my nonprofit, Refuge Women's Transition Center. I was helping women and teenage girls. I had a lot of help, and I looked up, everybody was gone. I had my head down to the floor. I looked up, everybody was gone. I was bringing them out of sex trafficking, and then I was helping young girls that came out to say they were LGBTQ, okay, AI. They're saying that they okay, and then they came out to their parents. The teenage girls that came out to their parents and they was pregnant. Their parents kicked them out, and I said, "This is not the state to do that in. It's dangerous." So I put them. I either put them in a teen center, or I had them to stay where I was at. Okay, and I was teaching them how to cook, clean, and stuff like that. Basic skills they were gonna need for life because no one taught it to them. I was asking where they told me, I don't know. I told them how to make spaghetti, fried chicken, baked chicken, biscuits. Biscuits is a basics because if you ever run out of bread, you need how to make your own bread. Okay. And then I help women come out of domestic violence. We lost 2 women because they went back more than once. Don't judge because everybody's addicted to something. You could be addicted to progress. You could be addicted to change. You could be addicted to the gym. You could be addicted to, okay, good stuff. Everybody's addicted to something, all right? So don't judge because whenever you judge, you get into a paradox, okay? And don't nobody like paradoxes. Child, let's keep going. And then I was helping families that lost everything in floods and in fires. They were having fires for some odd reason. They kept having fires, and so because people knew I had nonprofit, they were always giving me beds. And this company was going out of business, and they had mattresses they couldn't sell. I took them suckers right off their hand and put them into the storage unit. So I had a storage unit of beds, flat screen TVs, clothes, shoes, everything. I had teenager clothes, I had baby shoes, I had young children, anything. And I took them home, washed it, and put it up on the thing so people could get it. And I would ask people, how many bedrooms you got? They tell me. I said, this only take what you need because somebody else is coming. Honey. And then I made sure they got the toiletry bags, the Ziploc bags with their toiletries in them. The women got the menstrual toiletries, and made sure they got fingernail polish and fingernail polish remover. Why? Because when you homeless, you still want to be cute. You still want to feel good. Because once you come down off that mental health kick, you gonna want to feel yourself again. All right, honey. And I took pictures of that, but I didn't take pictures of the women and the teen. I didn't feel right about that. That's just me. Somebody else may be okay with that, but because of what I was doing and trying to keep people safe, I didn't feel good with that because I didn't know if somebody was gonna come and hurt me and my family. So I always kept that off. That's up to you if you want to do that. All right. And then I went to go help out this one family for for Thanksgiving, and come to find out, a lot of people got laid off. Find out their names, put them in a bowl, pulled it out for Christmas, got them the kids two gifts because I don't think they could assist, and made sure they was catered honey baked ham for Christmas. Okay, I was working on a budget. I had to do what I had to do. And then I gave them $150 for groceries. Each family is two of them. And then later down the line, I made sure that two women went to therapy and counseling. And I paid 3 months or 6 months, and I paid $200 or $150 for groceries, just like that, and just making sure I was doing what I needed to do for my community. Because it's important to give back to your community. Even if you're not going to church, give back to your community. Okay. God said, whatever you do in private, He'll reward you in public. No fanfare needed. The only place I put up the picture was on my website. Okay. God is faithful, and I'm thankful for everything I am. Don't forget about the link to receive 25% off your first order. This is the company I use along with all natural remedies. I was given a diagnosis of breast cancer back in 2017. I ain't take none of that stuff them doctors told me. They said we need to do immediate surgery. I was like, the devil is lying. What you not gonna do is do that. Just the way they was acting and just acting weird. And you supposed to be giving surgery when you acting weird, sir. I don't. What you don't get to do is gaslight me, and then think you gonna get the cut on me. You got this twisted. Okay, I'm not finna be a science project. So, honey, I started talking to them, asking questions, and then they started gaslighting, trying to. I said, "No, I'm gonna pass on this." I said, "I bind up every disease." I said, "I bind up every disease, every germ, every disease, germ, bacteria, um, growth, tumor, parasite, and I curse it to the pit of hell from whence they came." Did you know that cancer is a parasite? And came out and tell it. So why are you putting radiation on a? You should be using sound. Sound would get it to come off the body, or something else. Why are we using radiation when it's taking people's hair? That don't make not a bit of sense. That sounds like a science project to me, but that's just me talking. We got all this new stuff, and we still using caveman stuff. There's so many natural remedies. I would that before you do that right there. But that's just me talking. That's talking. Can they doing all this new stuff and hey to the men. You do what's right for you. This your body. Child, and they said, "What you doing?" I said, "Honey, I'm putting in my order." Because when I come back with my testimony, and then, okay, when I come back with my testimony, you know what happened. So I left and started talking to God about it. He said, "Get your naturopathic doctor," and I did. And I went ahead with the naturopathic doctor, pulled down everything the doctor said we ever said on being alkaline. Showed it to my naturopathic doctor. They said this is great, but according to your blood type, even though these are vegetables and fruit, this right here is going to turn the acid in your body and cause you problems. I said, okay, well, say less. I just take it off the list. That's why I'm asking you. Make sure you find out what your blood type is and stay with that. Eat according to your blood type and pay attention to what your body is telling you. Why? Because you are not everybody. If you following everybody else, you're going to find yourself in a casket. We don't need that. Okay? All right. You want to be here? Do what's right for you. Allow people to say what they want as you keep living. All right. Let them yip, as you keep living. Okay. Honey, I went and my ancestors said, pull that dandelion, get that morning glory. Remember, you can that morning glory, all right? And then that crabgrass, it is wild scallions. Okay, it is wild onions growing in your backyard. Our ancestors lived off that. Okay, if they could live off of it, they was doing good. And they was doing more work than we was doing. They was doing hard labor. Okay, but they said they lazy. How you lazy and they doing all the work? But you, the one sitting on your